happy to say that I think there's a lot of opportunity these days, right? You read about it in the press. The world's getting a lot more complicated. Used to be, you went to school, you got your degree, you went to the standard industry that hired out of your space. I would imagine chemistry would go to places like Dow or Corning, right? Nowadays, there are so many other opportunities, and those opportunities take so many different forms. You guys have heard of, the established businesses, the Dows, the Cornings, the whatnots. How about the high growth businesses? Can you guys name any businesses in your space, right, that are coming up with chemistry innovation today that are growing really fast?
Batteries?
Yeah, battery uses a ton of chemistry, and there are a lot of battery companies out there seeking chemical knowledge to help them build better, usually the cathode, always better cathodes, right? Or keep the anode under control, or give me a better separator, or give me a better electrolyte. There's a lot of need in that space. What's another one that's growing pretty fast?
Biotech.
Yeah, so I assume you guys can synthesize those clever little small molecules that eventually become drugs that help people live better lives, things I can't do, right? So there's a lot of opportunity there. How about startups, though? Are you guys aware of any startups in your space? Seriously? Nothing?
A123.
What's that?
A123.
A12 used to be a startup.
Yeah.
Now they're a little bigger. A friend of mine, Jason Forstier, is the CEO there. We went to high school together. Kind of changes the whole dynamic of the relationship when you try to look at what he's doing now professionally. But yeah, A123 was a startup, right? They had a cool Yep-Ming Chang coming out of the MIT, had a great idea for a novel new battery, and now those batteries are being used all over the world, right? Any idea on any other startups in the space, though? Anybody from your lab go off and join a startup? Anybody here want to join a startup? One person? Okay, so I'm going to bin you all as medium to large scale companies. Is that a good category? Okay, all right. So, have any of you started looking for jobs yet? Okay? Give me some buzzwords that show up on every open call for new positions, for new hires. Leadership's a good one. What's another one?
Experience.
Experience, sure, absolutely. This is such an oxymoron. I love that one. Yep. What's another one? Teamwork. Oh, yeah, teamwork's a good one. What's another one?
Good
Innovative.
Innovative. I know. That one shows up everywhere these days, doesn't it? Everyone wants an innovator, or they want to be known as innovative, right? Or they want to demonstrate innovation. Do you guys have any idea what that word means? Anyone want to give me a definition? Okay, how about you? Michigan way in the back nodding. You didn't think I was going to point to you, did you? Nope. Exactly. I'm just going to nod. I'm going to participate in this discussion, but I'm not going to talk. All right. Okay, so let's go. Merriam-Webster, right? You look up innovation, that's what it says. I'll give you a moment to read it. It's not a lot of words. You got it? Pretty much comes down to new idea, method, or device. Okay? So let's test if we can really truly understand what the word innovation means when people use it in the context of hiring, creating new businesses, creating new products, new discoveries, whatever. Okay? Because innovation, I would argue, is actually a very slippery word. So I'm going to use this example that I've used before. Okay? So, let me paint the picture. There is a global problem, right? Eggs. I like to eat eggs. Do you guys like to eat eggs? Yep. Problem is, when I pull an egg out of the refrigerator, what's holding me back from eating that egg? The shell. I know, right? I got to get this dozen eggs from this little shell encapsulated form all the way to food for my family. And it takes a long time to crack an egg, doesn't it? Doesn't it? That's a problem. Wasting my time. I want to save time. I'm going to innovate. So, I have devised a solution. I think it's quite the innovation. I call it the egg hammer. And I can take a dozen eggs, smash those babies up, crack the egg, get everything I need out of it in moments. It's awesome. Saves me a ton of time. So is that an innovation? Is it new? Have any of you ever used the egg hammer? Ever conceived of the egg hammer? Patented the egg hammer? Disclosed the egg hammer? So it's new. My idea. Right? Is it novel?
No.
Is it new?
No.
So isn't that the definition? Didn't I nail it?
No.
Right there. It's new. It's novel, right? So it must be an innovation. Do you agree? You can't possibly agree, right? Is that a good idea to smash your eggs with a hammer? Is it novel? Did it save time in the process of cracking the eggshell? It did, didn't it? So why don't you guys consider it as an innovation? I solved the problem. I killed it. I can smash eggs faster than you can, period.
You solved one problem, created another.
A few others, actually, but yes. Right? And I think that's really the root of it, right? So people talk about innovation, and I would argue most of the time they use the word incorrectly, improperly, or basically totally out of context. Because I think the word innovation and the definition of new of novel really needs the modifier of significant positive change. And that's where a lot of technologists struggle. Because we always seem to do this, don't we? I got a problem, eggs. I need to crack them faster. So I'm going to get my hammer out, I'm going to smash those eggs up, and they get cracked really fast. But the problem is, what we didn't do is think about that whole chain of events that happens. Because what's the outcome I really want? Why am I pulling the eggs out of the refrigerator?
Make a delicious omelet.
Yes, I want to make a delicious omelet. That I want, what do I want to happen to that delicious omelet? Yeah, because can I make an omelet with my egg hammer? Is it delicious? Right? So it's actually, I can with my egg hammer get all the way to there. I can make an omelet. It looks fantastic. Has all the ingredients. I cooked it. Everything happened, but I missed the whole point, right? Which is I actually need my kids to eat it. The nutritious breakfast that I'm preparing for them. Right? So if you think about innovation, innovation is thinking about what you do today and all of the steps that it takes to ultimately deliver the value. Because the value of the egg is a nutritious breakfast that gets eaten by my kids. That's why I'm doing it, right? And a lot of time in technology, we get so focused on our problem and the immediate solution to the next step that we forget there are usually 50 steps removed from the ultimate problem. And as material scientists, we are just so guilty of this, right? Because we come up with a new nifty film, a little awesome new crystal structure, whatever it might be, and we think we're the smartest, greatest people ever, forgetting that we are 47 steps removed from the end customer who actually has a need, right? And it's the innovators who realize that their new film, their new crystal, their new something, in your case, the new molecule, the new something, right, can help that person way over there, and what are all the steps that it's going to take to get there? And do you actually add value at every step? And people have researched this. This isn't just me saying this. This happens over and over again, so much so that people study this all the time. So this is Alexander Osterwald. He wrote a book that has cartoons in it. It's fantastic. Easy read, right? And he talks about this. They've done a lot of studies. So this is self-reporting by a bunch of small startups, right? They got through many hurdles. They had an idea. They formed a team. They convinced venture capitalists to give them lots of money, millions and millions of dollars. They started their company. They worked on their company for a long period of time and then failed. And so what's the number one reason they failed? Just read it. Somebody, help me out. Office principal. What's that?
Building something nobody wants.
Building something nobody wants. Isn't that amazing? They went through all those steps and still built something nobody wants? Okay, so that's number one. What's number two?
PowerPoint.
Yeah. Do you know what that is? Building something nobody wants. Because what does it mean if you're hiring poorly? It means I hired a material scientist when I actually needed a chemist. Oops. Because I was building something that nobody wanted. How about number three?
Lack of focus.
Yeah, that's code word for
Not enough direction in the company.
building something nobody wants. So how does that manifest? Lack of focus. Oh, come on. You've been there. You walk in the research lab, your thesis advisor says, no, let's go this way. I know you reached it. It was really great. Turns out we can't get funding for that, so go that way. Ever been in that situation? Or had a job where your boss says, all right, sweep the floor. No, no, take out the trash. No, no, stock the fridge. No, no, do this. Right? Always all over the place. What's lack of focus really mean? You're building something nobody wants. You thought you had an idea, you realize it was junk. Let's move on to the next idea, maybe we'll get lucky. Keep throwing darts. Keep shotgunning the problem, right? And so if you take all of these and you add them up, It's basically about 80% of the time. Most failures, and this can be small business, startups, entrepreneurship. This can be intrapreneurship, so people working within large companies who come up with new product ideas. Google Glass, anybody got a pair? Google Glass, anybody got a pair? No, why not?
It was 1,500.
Brendan Page, they're so smart.
What grad students were poor.
There is that. Also, turns out you can't buy them. Why can't you buy them? Why?
Because it's
Brendan
simply
Page,
open.
really smart people. Billions of dollars. Thousands of people working on the problem. Many generations of prototypes. Why did Google Glass fail?
I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. Let's just go with the question. What's the question?
So I guess if business or startup is big, so they need to ask venture capitalists for money. You're proposing something that nobody wants.
Oh, no. They already had money.
Oh, I see.
They
Like,
already had funding. Google Glass happened and still went. Right?
It just seems odd that they would fund maybe a bad idea.
It's crazy, isn't it? And the reason why is it's really hard. So I wish I could come up here and say, you know what, here's the deal. Innovation, write this down. Do these 3 things. Boom, you'll nail it. Wildly successful. Think of me when you make it big. Right? It's not that easy. And even the most sophisticated, most well-funded, highly intelligent people screw this up all the time. Right? And so I can give you one trick though. And the one trick that helps the most is think about something called value proposition. Okay, let's read it. There's a magic word buried in that definition, probably jumping out at you right now. What's that word? Okay, so I got my egg in the refrigerator. Remember my egg? In the situation of making omelets, right? Tasty omelets. Making tasty omelets. What's the benefit that I'm trying to derive from my egg? What's the benefit? I'm a parent. I have 3 children. What's the benefit of that egg to me?
The kids aren't hungry.
Feed.
Yeah, exactly. So I need, right, all these steps. I got to take my egg hammer out, tap, 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 right? Put it in there, whip it up with some things. Got to put it in a pan, fry them up. I got to put it on a plate. I got to take the plate to the table. I hand it off to my children with a fork and a knife. What needs to happen next? In order for it to be a delicious, nutritious breakfast, what do they have to do?
The kids have to like eggs.
But there's that. They got to like it, right? What happens if they don't like it?
They don't eat it.
Then the egg is dead to me. It means nothing. I didn't derive the value or the benefit that I wanted. What's the benefit I really want from that egg?
Get your kids to stop whining for something to eat?
Yeah, why do I want my kids to eat?
You can have kids.
So they don't die. Nice, all right, so we got tasty omelet death. Yes, they don't die. Right? I'm trying to feed my children so they don't get taken away by child services and I go to jail. Right? It's literally it. So if you think about the word benefit, you've got to think what the real benefit is. Because it's easy to get caught up in the surface level stuff and forget that the real benefit is I need them to have nutrition so they can make it through the day. And that's what the egg represents to me. And all those steps in between are just about adding additional value and ultimately delivering the result that I need, which is my kids get enough food they can make it through the day. Okay? All right. So